Привет из Дубая. С вами передача «ГолубьМира», где разбираем крутые навыки. Спрашиваем на английском, отвечаем на русском. Подтягивайте язык или смотрите перевод в тайм-кодах. Let's talk about effective child and let's start with the definition.
Effective child, it is very strange to hear, but sometimes you have a child in the family and everyone loves him or she, or sometimes no one wants to be with him because he's crying, he's asking for something, he's very aggressive and egocentric. Effective child, there is a saying in Russian language, I don't know how to say it, ласковый теленок двух маток сосет.
Well, it's probably could be like a tender. No, I need to think about this one because there is no such a phrase.
Yes, and the main meaning of this phrase that if you will be nice and friendly to everyone, you will get a lot of gifts in emotions, gifts in some subjects, gift in time. When a child is lucky one to be alone in the family, he or she grow very fast. The reason is because he or she speaks and make relations just with grown-ups. But if, for example, there is a second or third child, he or she spend some times with some other child, the same family, and they are little dumb. So they not the same clever as parents. So effective child should be as close to the parents as possible because just parents are owner of resources. And he or she should pretend, but not pushing hardly to sit close, to be helping, and to be understandable.
And when it actually comes to the parents, is it something that they might be like a taking ownership of like making their child efficient, or it could be vice versa because the child or the kid actually could come to realization of what is the efficiency and what are the paths in order to achieve it?
You know, want you or don't want, your child will always get what he or she wants. If there is a toy, if there is something, sweets or candies, he or she always will get it. But there is a difference in the way how to get this. Sometimes it would be demanding. Sometimes it would be like намек, hint,
Imply.
like imply, and there is a quite different steps. In first way, you are forced to make it against your will. In second, you want to give something to the child because you love and you want to show this love.
And obviously, there might be like a different levels or maybe even different like a scales of the child efficiency. So what there might be and at which extent child might be so efficient so that actually they could make their parents either like a inefficient in what they do or maybe like could deplete their resources or energy.
Let's take example in my life. When I was, for example, a young pioneer, I was taking part in all the exercises, in all the competitions, and quite often, I was awarded by photo camera. And at this time, photo camera, it was named Смена 7M. The price of it was like 10 rubles. It was quite a big present, and each year I was getting like 5 to 10 of them. And also there were tents, there were chess boards, there were sport shoes, and so on. And my mother and father were always laughing. You are like going not to the school, but going to the job to get a salary. Another way, you could be part of glory of the family, or you could be part of shame of the family. For example, if you're getting good marks, if you are winning the competition like Olympiads or subjects and so on, or maybe you are good as a cheerleader or maybe a basketball player, everyone will tell to your parents, you have a good son or you have a good daughter.
And actually, when it comes to the like the measurements, or maybe I would say like in some sort of like the people or whether they're real or not, who actually would become your benchmark, probably whether it's your parents or someone who like you've read about. So how the child could actually like try to get this information, because maybe at certain point of time there might be, I would say as an example, like some sort of like a drunk uncle who comes, but apparently the person also might be become a hero.
Yes, it's very funny, but you know, in Russian language, there is a saying, the son of the mother's friend, сын маминой подруги. And if, for example, someone's give you as an example, and you become the same example in all of the families, you're quite effective. When I was, I don't know, like 10 years old, I was playing musical instrument. I was dancing, I don't know how to say, бальные танцы,
Ballet dance.
ballet dance, and so on. And my photo was on the special Hall of Fame of the region. Not my father, not my mother, but I was there. So it was like a sign to be the son of the mother's friend.
And given the contemporary development of different technologies, or actually in one of our podcasts we were talking about the attention, sometimes child might be trying to be efficient, but like trying to do many things, or trying to put their attention to all of the other aspects. So what will be the influence of technology, or maybe even different types of the technologies to the child's efficiency these days?
I'm deeply sure that all technologies are working against us. TV, iPad, computer, and phone is taking some part of attention, and this is taken out of our life. In some countries, especially in Japan, and now it is some small talks in France, grown-ups are asking government to forbid the use of gadgets in the school and in universities, because people who are not going to learn to study subjects, they're trying to play, to make doom scrolling, or to speak in social networks. To be efficient, you should be clicked out of electronic life and to be present in real life.
Well, obviously, one of the people that a child would have who would have undoubtful life towards them is their parents. So what should be behavior, or at least like what parents should not be doing to prevent the child to be efficient?
You know, if you're trying to push harder on the child, you will get nothing. If you try to not asking how was his or her day, you will get nothing. You should understand that animals and childs, they are just other personalities, and you have no power under them. So you should be playful, you should be helpful, and you should be warm to attract child to speak with you, to ask you, to listen to you.
Well, I guess as a human, none of us likes to be patronized by whoever, especially when we reach a certain stage of our lives. And my last question will be how knowing about effective child could help to make this world a better place.
Sometimes a child telling to the teachers or psychologists that they are unlucky because the parents do not look at them as the personalities. But to be personalities, you should understand that grown-ups are paying all the accounts for electricity, for hot water, and for everything. And if you are not helping them, if you are just person whom they should терпеть,
Tolerate.
You will be unlucky. But if you are helping, if you are taking part in life of the family, you will be quite effective child.
Будьте любящим и любимым чадом. А мы рассмотрели навык «Эффективный ребенок» и чем он полезен именно вам. Всем мира!